Uncover the wisdom of the feminine through soulful conversations on spirituality, healing, relationships, self-leadership, sovereignty, and so much more. I'm your host, Tamar, Gail, feminine embodiment facilitator, feminine arts mentor, and soul tantrika. In this podcast, my goal is to take you deeper into the world of the feminine, stepping more into your feminine pleasure, power, authentic truth, and your sovereignty. Welcome to the Feminine Codes podcast. In today's episode, we're diving into a topic that holds so much beauty and complexity, which is how to love a man as a feminine embodied woman. I know this can be a tender subject full of nuances and personal experience, so let's take a deep breath together and step into this with open hearts. Let's explore what it means to love a man without losing yourself, to honor your feminine essence while embracing his masculine strength. So what does it mean to be a feminine embodied woman in love? First, let's define what it means to be a feminine embodied woman. Feminine embodiment is about living in connection with your intuition, your emotions, and your sensuality. It's about honoring your cyclical nature, being present in your body, and expressing love, joy, and creativity freely. When you're in this state, loving a man becomes less about roles or societal expectations, and it becomes more about energy. It's about allowing the natural polarity between the feminine and the masculine to flow. And there's a lot of talk today about whether polarity is a good thing or not. And I hear some say that it isn't, but I really disagree with this. I feel that polarity is very important in relationship for many reasons. Polarity in a relationship is essential because it creates attraction, it creates passion and balance between two people, partners. It's the energetic dance between the masculine and feminine energies, one providing direction and stability, the other bringing flow and receptivity. When these two energies are complementary, the relationship feels alive, magnetic, deeply fulfilling. Without polarity, relationships can feel disconnected, flat, even platonic. If both partners embody the same energy, if it's too much masculine, there tends to be a power struggle, or if there's too much feminine, it could result in stagnation. The dynamic locks the charge that fuels desire and intimacy. So this is part of the reason that we want to have polarity in relationship. Polarity doesn't mean rigid gender roles. It's about embracing your natural essence while allowing your partner to embody theirs. If you, as a woman, are deeply embodied in your feminine, you will inspire your partner to step into his grounded masculine, and vice versa. This creates a relationship where both of you feel seen, valued, and energized by each other's presence. This is because feminine energy thrives in surrender, softness, and flow, while the masculine thrives in direction, structure, and purpose. Together, these energies create a balance. And this isn't saying that you cannot be in your masculine energy as a woman. Actually, you also need to have a healthy masculine energy. But when it comes to relationship, you need to be able to leave that at the door and to soften when you walk in, to create space for the polarity in your relationship and for your man to be able to step up in his masculine. Because there is a power in polarity, Polarity is the magic that sparks attraction and connection. But there's a very important point that I want to make in regards to polarity. And this is where polarity can oftentimes be misunderstood. What it doesn't mean is being submissive. It's not about diminishing your power as a woman. It's about standing firmly in your feminine truth while allowing the masculine to meet you. In relationships, polarity, the dance of the masculine and feminine energies, is what creates deep attraction and balance in the relationship. However, if you unconsciously step into excessive masculine energy as a woman, which is controlling, leading, or competing, then you really don't leave a lot of space for your man to step into his full masculine essence. So if this sounds all too familiar to you, or if you find yourself struggling with this, then know that you're not alone, because a lot of women are so used to being in their masculine logical mind, taking control of their life, having to go out and make things happen, make ends meet. It's something that many of us have to unlearn and to be intentional about. When we can't let go, when we can't surrender into our feminine, when we are with him and we can't let him be the masculine, then this eventually leads to resentment. It leads to you becoming burned out and a lack of true connection between you and your partner. So let's move on to one of the biggest fears for many women in relationship, and that being losing yourself when you fall in love. So how do you stay rooted in your feminine essence while deeply loving your man? And I have 3 points here. First, honor your emotions. As a feminine woman, your emotions are your superpower. So don't hide or suppress them in order to make him feel comfortable. Instead, I encourage you to share them, your emotions, with love and vulnerability. And if he doesn't honor this part in you, then most likely he's not a good match for you. So, 2, stay connected to your body. Your feminine essence lives in your body. So practices like dance, breath work, self-care rituals, all of these can help you stay grounded in your sensuality. When you are connected to your body, you naturally maintain this sense of self. You don't seek love from a place of neediness or out of fear, but instead you seek it from a place of fullness, or rather you open yourself up to it from a place of fullness. You remain open to love while staying deeply rooted in who you are. And in doing so, you create a relationship where both of you are free to love fully without losing yourselves in the process. When you love a man from your embodied feminine, you give him an invitation to step fully into his own masculine essence. This means that you are trusting his ability to lead you, while at the same time, you're also honoring your own inner knowing. And it becomes this beautiful dance of giving and receiving, a co-creation rather than a competition. The next one is set boundaries with love. Feminine love is not about sacrificing your needs. It's about showing up authentically and asking for what you need while respecting also your partner's boundaries. And then invite, don't demand. Demanding pushes men away. If not right away, it will eventually. We don't have to demand because true feminine energy is magnetic. So instead of trying to fix or control, use your energy, your presence, and encouragement to invite him to rise into his potential. The feminine does not need to use words to invite the masculine to step up and into relationship or into connecting deeper. Our invitation is through our body, our energy, and through the intention of our full devotion to love itself. You do not have to do anything to make this happen. You don't have to manipulate the situation. All you have to do is stay connected to your divine feminine essence and continue to surrender, receive, to trust. The right divine masculine man will respond to this. And if he doesn't, then he's not yours. Learning to communicate from your feminine essence is so important. It's a key. I don't care what a man says. He will respond differently to a woman who speaks from her embodied feminine. In your divine feminine essence, you have the ability to open a man to his own heart and to bring out the God in him as you see and hold him to his highest truth. This is the most powerful ability and yet the most subtle within a woman. It's not about changing him or manipulating him. It's about inviting him to connect to his heart, to see, and to live in his highest truth. It is also about having loving compassion and clear, honest communication through your feminine softness, while at the same time maintaining straightforward clarity about what you need and who you are. And this can only happen once you do this with yourself first. Knowing who you are, loving and accepting your authentic self, your authentic truth, and having clarity on what you need is key to this. So you can communicate clearly to a man exactly what you want and need. By doing this, you will see if he's compatible for you or not. And so it creates a win-win, whichever way it goes. He will have a shot at either winning you over, and you might actually be given exactly what you need, or you will realize the incompatibility and move on, creating space in your life for a man who can show up in that way. So stay connected to your body in the way that suits your own unique expression as an embodiment of the goddess. Focus on being love and trust that the right divine masculine who aligns with your unique frequency is going to show up. And remember that just as the feminine is so often misunderstood or undervalued, so is the masculine. Loving a man as a feminine embodied woman also means honoring the sacred masculine. True masculine energy is not about aggression, suppression, or emotional detachment. It is about presence, integrity, strength, and protection. When the sacred masculine is honored, it provides a strong yet compassionate foundation, a sturdy presence that allows the feminine to fully express itself. It is not about control. It's about leadership through love, responsibility, and purpose. It's about recognizing and valuing this energy. And by doing so, it creates more balanced, thriving relationships. It creates a healthier dynamic between men and women. The world and many women undervalue the sacred masculine in so many ways without realizing it. To truly honor the sacred masculine, both men and women need to recognize the value of the sacred masculine. As a woman, you can do this by allowing yourself to receive. Appreciate your man's natural strengths and trust in his ability to hold space. Men, in turn, must reconnect with their own sacred nature. And this leads to integrity, purpose, and emotional depth. The healthy sacred masculine is grounded, he's present, he's protective. And when this kind of man is honored, it creates a safe, grounded space for you as a woman to flourish, resulting in deeper love, more fulfilling relationship, a more balanced world as a whole. It makes a difference. When we love this kind of healthy, sacred masculine man with an open heart, we create space for him to really show up fully in his own divine energy. It's about seeing his strengths and supporting his growth, just as you desire him to honor and support yours. The beauty of this dynamic is that it's never one-sided. It's a constant exchange of energy that allows both of you to thrive. In the next episode, I will speak more about the sacred masculine. But for today, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Loving a man as a feminine woman who is embodied is not about perfection or always getting it right, because we're not going to. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. It's about showing up with an open heart, embracing vulnerability, and trusting in the beauty of the connection you're creating with him. This is an ongoing journey of learning, unlearning, and growing, both individually and together. It's not always easy. Believe me, I get it. If you knew how many times I prayed asking if my man was the right man for me and how much patience I had to have in order to get to where we are today, you would laugh. I only had the patience because I prayed about it. And every time the answer was to be patient, that there was more. And I trusted that. I trusted that message. And so I was patient. And I was deeply rewarded for that. There is something to say about prayer. A friend of mine had the exact same thing. She prayed and asked if this man was the right one for her. And the next day, he basically just disappeared. And that's the answer. And we have to trust that. So I do encourage you to pray for your man. It's not just praying for him to come, but praying and asking, is this the right one? Thank you for joining me in this beautiful conversation today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment. You can connect with me on social media at Tamar Gail, or share this episode with someone who might need it. Until next time, stay rooted in your feminine magic.